Manhandling Crusade here, and welcome to part 6 of the Massey 780 special. So this is all about just shoving the engine right home, putting it on its mountings, and putting it all up, put all the pipe work and cables on and so forth, and basically, you know, get it so she's all running. And there's really not much more to say about that than just get stuck in and get it done. There has been a problem with a solenoid, but it turns out it's Bendix. So, but she does run. That's a good thing about it, it does run. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Manhandled this way.
Yeah, I'll just get the bar and we'll hutch him over, so we're square.
Yeah.
And then we'll put him in again and just give him another hutch. So I'll just nip better the bar.
Yeah.
Well, the bar spikes there was there somewhere, laid down, but it was on top of this box. It's probably under the sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look. that's roughly where I want to be.
Yeah, it's got to come this way about an inch, I think.
Right. I can nearly do that.
Just a tad more. That's close. Might just need a little bit. Oh.
I've got nearly, I can get all there.
Ah, she's about that far off.
I'm going to put the other end of the barrow and might get a bit better purchase.
Bit more. About there. That's pretty much where you want to be.
Yeah.
Looks like you've got that lined up, you know. If you shove the straight back at that, she might go on. So when you lift it, it's going to put it out of line.
Yeah, I've got to, I just have to undo this dynamo bracket
Okay.
and slide it over. I've got to drop the pulley down.
Ah,
And I've got to find some big spanners up. Might get that one adjustable I've got in the truck.
yeah.
Try that. I might just try itching it with a bar,
Yeah.
just see if it'll go. I have a second piece of wood here somewhere. And I have a thin bit. There's two bits on here.
There's only one bit that you took off.
What did the other bit? Oh, it's under the thing. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's under the front of the...
Yeah. I'll try this, I think it's a bit too thick. I don't think I'll get my spike in.
Oh,
I'm just going to see if I could hook it with a spike first.
Yeah. Yes, she's on.
It's going in.
Yeah, she's just gone on the shaft.
Okay.
Got to get your sled out.
Okay.
Don't forget, you got to get the sledge
Yeah,
out.
yeah. We can lift it, we ain't got too much problem with that.
Yeah.
What we'll do, we'll just show just so everybody can see what I'm up to. We're sliding that in there, but in there what I have got is a flat bar with a roller on each end that just runs in the angle iron frame like when you're splitting a tractor. And I've got a piece of 1.5 inch wood underneath there. And hopefully if I just lift the front of the engine up a little bit, I should be able to release the that and the bit of wood out. But she's gone on the shaft, so everything is pretty much lined up. As you see, it's got to go back and like another 3 inches yet, and that would be about right, because we've got 3 inches between there and the hole in the chassis, look. So that's all good. I shan't do any more with the truck. I'll do it all by hand now, because obviously, you know, one slip of the truck and you can probably bend something now. So we'll do it by hand, and because it's easy, it just shows we're getting there and it's going okay. So I'll just knock you off for a minute and we'll get organised and I'll bring you back. Right, so I'll just show you the roller frame in that side as well. Look, you just see it sitting on its wood on the plate with the bearing on the end. It's just the same width as the track. Same with that side one. Look, I'll get in there. Look. And I've got it sitting on a bit of wood this end because I've got my rubbers to put under there, so it sits sort of reasonably level, if you like. So when you look at the gap I've got, it's fairly square. So now it's just a case of so I'm just going to put a bar in here and just touch it a bit more, as you can see. Oh, of course, the other thing I've got to do as well, I just forgot. I've got to take the starter motor bolts out because the bolt heads come through on this side, look. And I've got to take the starter motor off because all the bolt heads are on this side, when normally the bolt would go right through the casting through the starter. So I must take that off before I shove it any further. So I'll come back when there's more to show. Okay, so I've got the big spanner on here now, and just wiggling this back and forwards. Oh yeah, there you go, look. You just see that spanner slipped off. So that's engaged the spline, so by that I can now shove it in a bit further. Just so just a little. Can't get that in. Got to get. Right, there we go. I think we're fairly close up. Yeah, I think it's just a case of just locating it on its spigot. I'll just give it one more shove. The bolt hole's not quite lined up, so we'll just touch it over a bit. It must be pretty much there, really. Yeah, it's just a tiny gap, so it's just a case of lining it up with a spigot. Before I do any of that, what I have got to do is I've got to lift this end up as high as it will allow me in order to get my roller frame out from underneath the engine. I better just lift it, slide the wood off, and I can twizzle that round and she'll come out. So that'll be pretty much the next thing to do. That gap stays in there because you've got rubber mountains to go in there, and they can be a bit of a pig to get in sometimes. They seem to be a lot longer than there is room, but anyway. Can I get the roller frame out? Not just yet. I'll just see if we'll get some, well, I haven't said that, between two evils. Do I put the bolts in or do I lift it to get the frame out? Because it can't go nowhere if it's sitting on the shaft. Yeah, I'm going to try and I'll fetch a wedge and put under here as I'm lifting it, just to lift it enough so I can get that out. So I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, so I've got the bar in there, look. Shove the wedge in just to lift this end of the engine up while I just get the roller frame out of there, look. A bit of wood's there, look. That's that bit out. Now this will pretty much roll out. Now it is sort of quite heavy. Yeah, just fell out on the floor, look. Right, I can't do that one-handed. Let's just lift that, pull the wedge out. She just rolled over. That's because the back plate ain't in there, but that's alright, she'll square up from that. I'll put that in there. And that's just set it back down. Just need to square him up a bit. That's it, pretty much on the bolt hole again. Yeah, I'll just make sure she's right in. Yeah, I think she's gone home. I think she's just gone on back onto the spigot. Yeah, she's on yon side. On the spigot yon side. It's just wide here, so I'm just not quite square at the front. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to put the bolts in. So after a bad rainy day, as you can see, the bloody water's everywhere. Look, it's muck and sludge now. But she's pretty much in where it needs to be. Just got to put the rubbers in there and the bolts in the back. And then all the ancillaries. So I'm happy that our wet day has turned out to be productive in as much that I've got the engine sitting in where it's supposed to be on the gearbox. So I'm pleased with that. So Sunday morning, nice sunny day so far. It's supposed to rain about 11. So we've got the combine back in the shed, which is a big plus. because now we can work on it on a rainy day. So we'll shift a few things around here just so we can get at the wheel again, and we'll drop the wheel off and the brake drum, and then I can easily get at my front rubber shocker parts that fit under the front of the engine. Mountings, that's the word. So I've got one good one, a one rough looking one, but she's still solid, it's not split or anything. So I'll get them in, and obviously get the bolts around the bell housing and get it plumbed up, belts on and so forth, and get it going. So there'll be a day's work in just doing all the little bits and pieces and getting organised to get the start on it. So yeah, looking good. Right, catch you on the next one. Okay, so this is to start the fitting up of all the bits now then, and in order to put some bits on, we've got to take some bits off. So we've got to take this wheel off and take the hub off, struck it up again, just to allow me access down there so I can get my rubber joints put back in, rubber mountings. It could be done, I suppose, if you want to struggle, but we're not going to struggle. We'll just whip the wheel off, it's just easy. And then it just allows me more access to get in. So we'll get that done, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I'll chop the hub off. And hey, give over you. You bugger you. So I'll drop the hub off, Toby dog, so I can, must have his say Monday. I never want to. Anyway, yeah, I've got the mountains in, look, and they're a bit of a fiddle. In order to jack that up to get them in, I suppose the tip here is that you've got to undo the gearbox mounting and the two bolts in the back of the gearbox. Now you can just make it out just above the shaft, look, between the bearing and the gearbox, and then you've got the nut underneath, just at the end of the spring there, look, it's just sticking out the bottom. It's on your back job, that is, to get them out. And so yeah, a bit of a fiddle, and I took the hub off as we did before. One, so it makes it easier to get at that, but for two, I've got to put this nut on as we're sliding it in, because if you shove it right through so this goes through into the brake linkage, you can't get the bloody nut on. So you sort of got to thread the nut on and then slide it through a bit more, and until you get it to where you want it. And then it'd be a good idea to put a bit of grease on that shaft as well, which goes in that hole, and just helps stop it from like rusting up and seizing up. Because at the end of the day, that is your chain adjuster as well. The whole hub's on here, and it does that. Just pivots in there and goes back and forwards, and that's the way you adjust your chain, and that is the adjuster. And I've got the sprockets to change on these as well, because they're well worn. The other one's a lot worse than what this one is, which you'll see when we get around there. But so yeah, that's a fiddle. Anyway, we're going to attack the bell housing bolts next, which are all there, which is all the way up. But I'll find all the bolts and get them in next. After I've tightened the gearbox mounting bolts up, I would just say like, but yeah, right out, catch you on the next. Okay, so I've got all the bell housing bolts in now, apart from 3 round the bottom, which need, I've got to find them, because I've got a funny feeling I've used them for something else, This is the trouble when stuff gets stood around for too long, you start nicking bits for other jobs. But anyway, so all the bits are on, you know, the fill pipe's on, the throttle's on. I have got to find a little union for the stop cable, and you know, oil pipe's all on there, look. Everything's sort of all done, you know, the return is on. So the jobs to do is obviously I've got to find the 3 bolts, but I just need to spruce them tank straps up, which are there, so we can bolt the tank on, because the tank, she just sits in position, it's not bolted, and then I can fit the pipes along with the glass bowl, which is there. So and when that's together and a bit of diesel in, as you imagine, we're not too far away from a start-up, but I will connect the pipes up tomorrow, get the radiator pipes on, get my exhaust pipe on, and the silencer all bolted in where it was, and obviously I've got to get the fan belt on, which drives the fan in the tower where your radiator is. And for some reason I think I slackened my dynamo up to get across that, but anyway, I've got to do the dynamo belt. So yeah, I've had a reasonable day doing bits and pieces. I had squared the jack up, but my hydraulic jack stopped working, so I've had to take it apart and clean it. Just general stuff as you go along, you know. So that's it. Of course, early part of the week I was doing a bit more to my shed. Finished the purlins and got some roof sheets on. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully we can get a run tomorrow. I'm just machining a starter motor flange off a portable starter, put it off, create me a spacer for my starter. Albeit the bolt holes are a bit wider, but it's all that can be slotted and made fit. Good enough for a spacer. Okay, so we're getting a fair bit done. We've got the water pipe on. Yeah. Bottom hose, look, around there, and onto the pump here. Top hose is all on, and it goes up to the filler, look. Air cleaner's back on, albeit I do need some new rubbers because they're all split on that one. So the fan belt is on. Not the engine belt, but the main fan belt for the tower. Got one in there, look. Goes all the way up there into the fan blades. Round about there, look. Just see the fan blades, look. And that's at the base of the tower. Tower's to catch the chaff, which most of you will know. So it don't all go through the air breather. So we're all piped up, all the diesel pipes are all on. Your engine mountings are all in, bell housing bolts are all in. I did forget to put the engine breather pipe on, but I can get at that. I just had to get on underneath and you know, crawl up from the back, but I'll get that. So what else have I got to do? Right. Well, the stock cable was stuck in, it's right on top of there, and got some grips on it to pull it out. Anyway, it's broke it, and if I can just see it, I'll just get it to show you. So that's the remains of the stock cable. As you can see, it's a bit on the short side now. But so I need to find myself another stop cable from somewhere. But the throttle's all on and working. Starter motor's on. I had to make another spacer to go along with the one that was on to give it clearance, because if you remember when we had it on the test bed there, it got a spring washer trapped in the back of it just to give it clearance. So I made a proper spacer there, so we're all good really. We have got diesel all connected up. I haven't put any diesel in yet, but tank straps are all on now, look. Fuel glass is on, and the pipe work is all on now. So we're sort of getting close, and it's now 9:30 on a Friday night. So we're so close. We'll have to postpone the video for one more day. Get it all on this one video. So yeah, you're pretty much caught up to date as far as I can get. I shan't put the wheel and all that on until we've had it running, and it's safe because it's sitting on all the blocks, so it can't go nowhere. So we're sort of close. We've just got a few little bits and pieces. I'd like to sort of stop cable out. I don't have a key for the ignition switch, which is a bit of a bummer. So I've got to do something there. But yeah, I'm ecstatic really. I've just got to well, I've got to fill it up with water, I've got to fill it up with diesel, and I suppose I could go for a start, but I ought to have the stop cable on and get a battery connected up just to see. Obviously that's going to go on the live side of the battery terminal from the ignition, but what I want to know is what that one is. Whether it should be on the battery as well or not is another thing. I'll have a look at my one and my 788 and see what it's like. But anyway, that's today all but done. So I'm going to crack on again in the morning and get a run out of it, because that's what we're all looking for. So we'll catch up with you tomorrow. So there I am under the combine. I've just done that clip up there and just put the breather pipe on. Look. Not the best of places, but yeah, there you see the old breather pipe. That's it. There you go. Down to there, look. And there's me. Not much room in here. As you can see, I just pulled the dipstick out while it was easy to get up. I mean, what a place to put a dipstick. And your arms reach from outside. You'd have thought they'd put a tube facing forward so you could get the stick in and out. But anyway, it is what it is, and it is full of clean oil. So we're done under here now. Here he goes. Hey, were you backing at? Hey, you bugger. You're a pain in the bum, aren't you? Hey, I'm going to talk on here, alright, off you go. So, we filled it with water, we got the battery on, and everything's all buttoned up. But we do have a problem with the solenoid. The solenoid is not playing the game. Why it should pack up all of a sudden like that, I don't know. But what I'm going to do, I'll give it a start up just so you can see it running. I'll put you back on the tripod here, look. So I've got to fire it up with a screwdriver. No other way of doing it without getting the solenoid off and probably run into another day. So we'll just fire it up so you can see. Now they're a bit noisy when they're running, but she's a runner, she's all in. We've just got to sort the solenoid out now, and she's full of water and everything, so we'll get the wheel and all that back on, and we'll call that a runner. Okay, so I took the starter motor off, and well, I took the solenoid off, and now I've lost the blooming solenoid. Where is the solenoid? Oh, I do believe it's down the bottom. Yeah, right. I took the solenoid off and put it on a battery, and it basically worked, but it's not putting it in when it was on the machine, and even when you bypassed all the switchgear and put the screwdriver on, it wouldn't go through the solenoid. It would only go through like when you put in contact to contact on the main battery lead bits, would it go. So I did a part to have a look, see what's going on, and what actually happened is, for whatever reason, the Bendix is stuck on the shaft. I've got the nut off, and I've got the circlip out, or the round snap ring. It's all out, but it was stuck. You know, when I'd got the when it was in the starter motor, you know, when it was all together, I couldn't move it backwards or forwards, and I would say that was probably why the solenoid wouldn't work, because it obviously it couldn't pull it. It was just sparking. So I've got to go and have a look, see what's going on in there. But that's tomorrow's job now, because now it's like 10:30. By the time I get locked up and get sorted, that'll be it. So right, we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully I'll have it going.